Hello all and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my winter review of my Fall FabFit Fun Box. Say that 1,000 times with my liners in where I can barely speak. I haven't, made a video in a while, and I'm going to be making another video to explain, what's kind of been going on. I know I was going to be doing a lot more vlogging and more videos. I was waiting for some stuff from Lush. Don't mind the dog in the back. Brady's just walking around. It's either I put him away and he's going to cry and bark during the whole video, or just let him sit there. So it's just easier. He's now 2 years old, so it's kind of, we're adjusting things. He still is crate trained to where that's where he goes at night, just because he still chews and tears and gets into some stuff if left alone. Like if I just blow my nose now and leave a tissue on the desk, even though I'm not done blowing or I'm going to reuse it again because I didn't fully use the tissue, it's gone. He shredded it. And he's walking off now into the living room. It's just a lot of stuff has been going on. I had uploaded a video of, I think it was my Nadine West, I can't remember, my glam bag, but I had uploaded it and it had gone to my other account that I have, and I really don't use that account except for watching stuff. Besides this one I do watch stuff off of, but it's just a whole lot easier, and it was my school email and it just automatically logged in. So not thinking, I downloaded the video, and my dumb brain, when I went to go check my phone of how many views I had, sorry, it's kind of shaky a little bit. But we are gonna go get into it right now. I don't know what my box is totally at, and I did buy extra stuff. That's the first thing I'm going to get into. The first thing I have that I had bought extra was a Bandu Bluetooth shower speaker. And I bought, this was $30, but I think I paid $15 for the add-on. Because I do have a shower speaker. I've had it since college because they had a bunch in the, what are you eating? Don't eat boxes. I don't want to pick up the cardboard mess. I had one and it was a turtle. They had turtle octopuses and they all had different names. Mine was Miley the turtle. And I had it, and I listened to audiobooks all the time. I'm going to put some of my favorite ones that I like down. And some of them, they're books I haven't read and I've wanted to read just because, or read, I should say, that late at night for me. That I just never did it. That's like, I loved the Harry Potter series, the DVD, and I had tried reading the books for the longest time. I mean, and I was a huge book lover. I mean, I've read the entire Vampire Kisses series, Vampire Academy, basically where I was waiting for the new Vampire Academy book to come out. I was that obsessed, and the second I got it, like if I got it on Monday, it was done by Friday or Saturday. I mean, that's what it was. Just Harry Potter. I loved the books, or I loved the movies, but I couldn't get into the books. Before they had the Half-Blood Prince out, my mom had bought me the book so I could read it. And that was the first official Harry Potter book I was trying to read. I couldn't get into it. I'm like, I love these movies so much, and I love, the Harry Potter world and all that, and that really bugged me. But then when I tried Amazon Audible, that was one of the first things I did with my monthly credit I get. And sorry, he's walking in and out, so if I'm looking off, it's to make sure he's not doing anything he shouldn't be doing, because he still gets into things, and it is freezing where we are at. So basically, I let them outside, both of them, to go to the bathroom. Not even 5 minutes later, they're coming in. Not even, because they're lifting their paws. So, I mean, literally, they're going out doing their business, and that's that. So everybody's kind of cooped up, and he likes playing in the snow, but when it's almost 10 below, we can't be doing that and getting called for animal cruelty. And I'm strongly against animal cruelty. So, I mean, even if he wants to play, I mean, now if it was like 30 degrees out, whatever. He's fine. He's got a thick coat. He's part St. Bernard Husky. He's a bunch of things. He's got a poofy coat. He's fine. And if he's sitting there playing in the snow, he's playing in the snow. He comes in. He gets his paws dried and everything. Plus, our next door neighbors have dogs that look like him. They're full retriever. and they just built a fence that goes basically almost to our end of our yard. So he will sit on his leash and just sit there and stare, or he'll bark at them and they'll bark back. If they know he's out, they're barking for him to go, and he'll sit. I've caught him sitting right on our porch and him just staring at them. Just not malicious, nothing like that, just kind of, well, they're just barking at him and he's like, really, guys? You're barking? Yeah, he's the most, and he's laying down. Now, if I can pardon the mess. But he's right there. I do not want to say his name. Dang it. Didn't even say his name. He knows I'm talking about him. So here he is. He's a big lover. Big little lover. See his little nose. And I do have to watch him more because this summer, and this is another reason why I haven't done a lot of videos lately. I'm gonna adjust your collar here, buddy. It happens when you don't give mommy a second to like adjust you and everything in the mornings. And we're knocking stuff down, sir. Don't knock stuff down. He found this out. I had paid $100 for him for a lady. I keep in contact with her just because she wants to know how the puppies are doing. You know, the puppies that his mom had, because she has his mom. So I gave her updates even like the first week when we had him, the first month, how his visits were going and shots. This summer was kind of terrifying. And I'm sorry, this video is going to be really long. So I mean, if you want to skip ahead, I'll put where you can skip ahead in the comments to go back to the review. But he has seizures now. So why do you have tape on your mouth? Ew, dude. Ew. Quit eating packages. Leave my cardboard stuff alone. He has seizures. I know people get them. I know dogs can get them. I've never really known anybody that has a seizure, human-wise. Animal-wise, all of our dogs have always been healthy. We've always done rescue animals, pound puppies, pound dogs. We have very seldomly like went to the pet store and bought a pet. I think we've maybe, at least when I was a kid, we did that to one of ours, and then my mom had gotten one because she always wanted a full-blood yellow lab. And you know, with a new baby, you want to start out with a new puppy and not to have all the quirks and all that, and I get that for that reason. Welcome back. I guess we're gonna play. And that is one of his rope toys. You can get him a brand new rope toy, and by the end of the week, he's either broken it apart, shredded it, or yeah. And he thinks it's playtime. But that's just been kind of hard on us because he is on medication. At the first time, I thought it was a fluke. Ooh, hey now, sir. I thought it was a fluke because he has a metal kennel, and I had it up against a wall. And I had a wallflower, the Bath and Body Works in there, just because with him, he's not fixed. So from time to time, he does mark in the house. We were hoping to eventually breed him with either if we got another female when our other dog went, or just stud him out, kind of deal. It's over there. I threw it over there. I do not have it. Threw it and it went in a blanket, so now he thinks I have it still. I have no other toys for you. Just stuff like that. And he was wanting in his kennel because he doesn't hump a lot now, but he was in the major humping phase, and I think it was just the time of year with all the female dogs and all that. He was smelling stuff, whatever, in the neighborhood, since he's not fixed. I was cleaning one night, trying to vacuum. He tries to open his kennel. He can open up doors if they have like the little handle on them. He can get our front porch door open, and he's taken off a couple times like that when he was a puppy. Now in the wintertime, he's trying to come in the house, even though there's a solid, normal, twisty handle door. Can't figure that one out, can anybody? Just stuff like that. And I had that wallflower there. I was cleaning. I got tired. He was bringing the blanket out from his bed, and his he has a memory foam bed too, and dog bed in there in his kennel, so he's cushioned and he has blankies to sleep on, and the dog is spoiled. Do not feel sorry for him. So I'm patting his nose. don't feel sorry. Even just now petting him, I stopped petting him and patting him, and the world ended. This is what happens. And I was trying to clean, I was trying to vacuum, I was going to shampoo the carpets, I think, that night. I don't remember, but I was going to vacuum. I pick up all the dog toys every night, put his blankies back in there if he's pulled them out, either just to lay on them, to hump them, just to pull them out, because he's, stuff like that. So I had enough for the night, and I'm like, dude, I've put this back 5 times. I'm trying to pick up, I'm trying to clean, I'm done. Threw it in his kennel, locked the top latch on his kennel. I was like, get in there now. Well, I'm hearing this like banging and all that, and I'm like, okay, whatever, you're throwing a fit now because you can't get in your kennel. Whatever, dude. Throw your fit. Throw it. And he kept doing it. And I went over there and I said, knock it off. Because we're getting on the commands of, when I tell you to stop, you need to stop. Because, that's another thing. He likes to jump and give hugs and all that. And it's a couple times he's gotten me in the stomach. And thank God we haven't been trying for a baby, but thank God I'm not pregnant, or else he can't be doing that when I'm how many months pregnant. So we're getting that done now and breaking him of that to the best we can, just because of just how rambunctious. And this goes back to the seizures of, I think, when he has them, especially episodes back to back to back, that it's like he loses a little bit of himself. And I'll get to that later. I'm going to have to do another video because I'm getting way off track with this one. And basically, I'd had enough. He'd been sitting there. I'm hearing this of his kennel with his nails. He's trying to get in there. Something that I've known him to do forever. To throw this fit since he was a puppy. So didn't think anything of it. Went over, told him to stop. He looked at me like, I want it. I'm like, no, I'm cleaning. I'll get it when I'm done vacuuming. I'll unlock your kennel when I'm done vacuuming. So I'm still picking up toys. I'm picking up the little threads from his rope toy just so they're not getting caught in the vacuum. Picking up cardboard pieces that he has torn apart, or tissues I find underneath our love seat, because our love seat reclines. So I open both mine and my husband's side, and I'm pulling stuff to make sure everything's out. I do a deep clean at least twice during the week, but picking up wise, that was my big night to pick up everything and make sure everything was good. Now I have the other one in here. And he's still going to his kennel, he's still doing it, and I'm yelling from the living room to knock it off. Well, next thing I hear is this repetitive of, like, this full-on, hearing this constant tapping instead of, of just clawing. It sounds like that. And I'm going, dude, what the heck? Calm down. So I go and I'm still hearing it, and I'm going, dude, stop. And so I'm walking in there. It's just a short little distance from the living room to the entryway where he's at. When it's really cold on nights, we pull him in the kitchen or pull him in the living room. Right now, we can't pull him in the same spot we did in the living room because we have the Christmas tree up. But I go in there, not even a 2-second walk in there. He's on the ground and he's seizing. I've never seen a dog have a seizure. So I'm thinking, what the hell, what the hell, what the hell? He's peeing himself. He's just constantly jerking. His mouth he's having foam come out of his mouth. He's covered in his own urine. I'm going, what the hell? And after he finally stopped and he was just breathing and just kind of like he ran a marathon. And I'm going, what happened? Kind of deal. And I noticed the wallflower's out and it's on the side of his kennel. So I called the vet. This was on a Friday night. Couldn't do anything. Vet was already closed. I didn't know if it was worth calling the emergency vet. He was fine the rest of the night. I watched him to make sure this didn't happen. Watched him the next couple of days until Monday. Nothing more happened. I thought it was because he had been banging his kennel enough to get it against the wall, hit the wallflower. The wallflower from the plug-in. Sorry, it's late and I'm trying to think of my words. From the plug-in, and that it just caught on the metal kennel, and he kind of hit himself a little bit. And kind of shocked himself. Fine the rest of the night, nothing happened. I called the vet and let him know, and I said, I think this is what happened. They're like, well, do you think he had a seizure? I'm like, I've never seen a dog have a seizure. I don't want to say that. This is all I know. Wallflower was missing. I think he just zapped himself. My honest opinion that I had noticed. You're so spoiled as I'm sitting here petting you the whole time. And I gotta stop petting you. My arm's going numb. Are we in a fight? Yep, we're in a fight. And this is what happens. Special needs. Yeah, I'm talking bad about you. And he was fine the next couple weeks after that. Nothing happened, not a big deal, just brushed it off. He was an idiot and zapped himself. Hope you learned, kind of deal. Why are you not underneath my desk? There's no treats under there, I can assure you. Just stuff like that. And then a couple weeks later, of course, my husband works nights, and I was home alone. No one else saw this shit. So, sorry, YouTube, if you're going to get me. But nobody else saw it except me. I called a friend and tried to tell him, and well, maybe he did, but if he's at, they were on the fence too before I'd called the vet Monday. I can't lift you up because then the big one was going to want to be up. I have the rescue down here now. This is my life. And maybe a month went by. I'm home alone. I hadn't even been home. Oh, I'm going to have crying. I don't even think I was home for an hour. And I worked from 8:30 to 5 at night here in town where I live. Work was just a couple-minute drive, a couple blocks from home. So, it wasn't like I had an hour commute, nothing like that. My car had been down on top of that, so I had no car to drive. So I'd been walking and biking to work. Not a big deal. Save money, I guess. Stupid alternator. That thing's eating 3 alternators now. Knock on wood, it doesn't again, because it's acting up again for that reason. I hadn't even been home for an hour. And he had another one. And at that point, after the first time he had ever had one, I had been, as cruel as it sounds, there are videos on YouTube of dogs either being electrocuted, having a seizure, whatever. Stop, dude. Lay down, please. He's knocking stuff down again. But, yeah, I had noticed that, and that's just kind of what happened. So I did a little bit more research since the first time. He went into one, and I'm going, okay, whatever, This was a Thursday night, of course, after hours again. I'll call the vet in the morning. Just one. Call the vet. I'll call the vet in the morning. It's just been one. If anything else happens, I'll just I didn't know what to do. That was my plan at the moment. I think roughly, it wasn't another hour. He went into another one. And that's now 2 within not even 2 hours. When it did stop, he went into a third one. He didn't even have 5 minutes to breathe and kind of decompress from everything. It was he, and then went right into another one. And I had read online, get fans, put fans on him because unlike dogs, they can't regulate their body heat like what humans can. So when they're in these seizures and they're panting and hot and just boiling up almost, and I'm not a vet, do not quote this or anything, but they can't come down fast like what we can. They can't fully sweat. Panting is their sweating to us. So got a fan on him, ran it on high after he had the second one. moved, our living room's pretty open anyways, but moved the coffee to give him more room. That's the other thing with seizures. Not even 5 minutes, and he had gone into the third one. At this moment, I can't contact my husband when he's at work. He can't have his phone on the floor at his job because it's a mechanical job. So I can't call my husband. I have no car. My dog has just had 3 seizures in not even 2 hours. I called my mom, who lived a couple blocks away, learned how expensive her new truck that she just got a couple weeks before that was because of him peeing himself. Sorry, I'm just up in the air and I'm tired. That he had been peeing himself. And the other thing that could induce with a seizure for a dog is vomiting and diarrhea, or just as he's peeing, releasing of the bowels completely. So I called her. I said, I need a ride to the emergency vet. The nearest emergency vet for us was an hour. I called them before or after I called her and said, hey, my dog has just had 3 seizures. We're from here. We'll be there in an hour. Can you at least please know that we're coming? Because he's really out of it. I don't know what to do. So, and she's like, yeah. And the moment I knew when to call my mom, and it's a scary thing to see. You see the post on Facebook, you see the post on Pinterest of the dog looking at the wall, and there's nothing at the wall to look at. And they're like, oh, cute, the dog. And they're like, that's a warning sign. Watch your dog, get your dog to a vet. He was staring at a wall. And the second I saw that, I was like, oh, shoot. No, 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 no. That's not good. That's not good. Shit. I'm sitting there going, no, this is not going to end well. And keep in mind, we've had the other dog longer than we've had him. He wasn't even, I think it was like a year and 6 months when this happened. Maybe that, I don't even know. But he was more my husband's dog than mine. That was his dog, even though he is, as you can tell, he is close to me. He is my duty buddy. He needs to come with me when I go to the bathroom, whether it is number 1, number 2, or I'm just going in there to clean or organize or get laundry or take a shower. There is no rest in my household at all. Send help. So my mom comes. This is a big dog. I have put on weight since before our wedding. Not a lot. I've always had weight troubles. I have a very high metabolism. The most I weighed throughout high school and college was 100 pounds. Your parents not feed you or something? No, I was fed. I'm still fed. Couldn't keep weight on. Now I'm sitting at the same weight I've been at since last year summer, and it fluctuates depending on how active I am. That time I was sitting at 120. To me, that makes me seem very fat, and I'm going to have a whole bunch of hate comments in there. But when you've been 100 pounds your whole life, I mean, I'm not talking like 5th grade, I was a fat kid. No. But I mean, when you're 100 pounds your whole life and then you start seeing the scale go up a little bit, I didn't have the freshman 15, so wasn't the freshman 15 in college. Wasn't college at all. Just, started eating, eating a little bit more and slowing down to put on weight so I could. 120 pounds. He, I think last vet visit that I recently, he was at like 86, 80 something. He doesn't like scale, so he doesn't do the standing scale, so I think it was between there or 90 pounds. So I think that's what he was roughly at there. And I had to lift him in and out of my mom's truck. When I was trying to get him to go outside to the truck, it looked, like I said, I hate animal abuse, but it looked like I was abusing the dog. He was that out of it that I was sitting there like, come on, Brady, let's go, let's go. We got to go to the vet. And he's just kind of like an idiot. And I'm like, dude, I'm trying to help you. I'm not carrying you over 10 feet to the truck. Because my mom had parked in our driveway, and our driveway, our garage is not attached. So you have to walk a good roughly 10-ish feet to get there. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, dude, I can't carry you. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to lift you in this truck. Because my mom just turned 49 this year, and she has rheumatoid arthritis very, very bad, to where I help her with her grocery shopping. If when we worked at the same town, we take the lunch at the same, and I'd carry all of her groceries. I carry her groceries in her truck, and then my brothers unload it when she gets home, or my stepdad does. So I mean, I'm like, my mom can't help me lift this idiot. So, and he was that out of it. I mean, even at the emergency vet, my mom dropped me off at the door, and just stuff like that. She dropped me off at the door, same thing. I'm like pulling him into the emergency vet, and it's like, he's not here. He's not here with me at all. And normally, as you saw, he's like up in your face, wanting to play. He thinks he's a lap dog. Our Palm Chewini thinks she's as big and bad as he is. That she's the big dog, and he's the little dog. Till our post guy comes. I swear, he scares our post guy so many times in the UPS, and thank God it's the same people, because he runs to the door if when I'm home on my lunch, the mail gets delivered. He runs to the door, and I'll hear thump, and you see the mail guy. He's like, "Oh, hi Brady," and they'll wave at him, and they're like, "Oh, hi Brady," and then they just walk off. But yeah, no, he's got to go check out the mail situation, because we get Chewy from time to time, and he gets his dog food from Amazon, so he knows that some stuff comes in the mail for him. But besides that, off topic, sorry. Got to the emergency vet, checked him, and I said, "Hi, my name is Danielle. I told you we were coming with Brady." And she was like, "Oh, yep, I have you down." And the whole time I'm talking to her, and she's like, "Oh, no, just go have a seat and all that." And emergency vets are expensive. Almost $200 up front. That's just for the appointment for you to be seen that day. That's no joke. That's before they do any other treatment. So I said, okay, yeah, whatever, paid that, and I had enough to pay that, whatever, paid it. And the whole time I'm talking to her, he's just going in circles around me. Not like a playful, just kind of like, going around. And I'm sitting there changing his leash around. I'm like, dude, stop. You're going to get me stuck. And they're noticing this too. And they're like, okay, we got you checked in. As you know, the wait list, blah, 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 blah. If we have more animals, like a hit dog or a hit cat, those are more first than him. I'm like, okay, whatever, we'll go sit down. And I'm trying to pull him to go sit down. This lady notices, like, what's wrong with this dog? Because they've seen him before. I'd never had a dog that had a heat spot on his neck because he's so plushy. So during the summer and winter and fall, we kind of shave his neck a little bit so it doesn't get so bad. Because he sweats right there really bad, apparently, with his collar, and it rubs. And then how it happened was he scratched himself good, cut that open between his collar robbing and his fur just being so matted, because he is St. Bernard and Husky and Retriever, Lab, Blue Heeler. He's poofy. He's poofy. And basically, at 6 months, he had big old paws, like the size of my fist. That was 6 months. So I'm trying to get him to sit down. My mom's already sitting down, just waiting with me. She was sitting down while I was checking in, everything. And they see he's not coming. They know something's wrong, and they're like, I said, I don't. So one of the ladies, too, who was right there when I was checking in, she's like, what's wrong? I said, I don't know. I said, I think he might have had a seizure. He had 3 back-to-back. I said, he's been this way since before we left. I had to lift it. I said, I had to force him to walk to the truck. I had to lift him in because he physically wouldn't get in. And I said I physically had to lift him out again when we got here and like animal abuse him in and just yank him in. Like, come on, we got to go. And yeah. So then she comes and they're like, well, we're going to take him back right now. This lady, she was amazing. They saw that I couldn't get him. And she's like, I'm going to have to pick him up. I'm like, no, dude, I said, he's really heavy. Don't pick him up. I'm like, he's spoiled enough. Don't pick him up. Don't do it. She's like, I lift weights for this reason. Don't worry about it. And she comes over behind him and whoops him and like lifts him up. Like he's like a stack of weights for her and walks out with him into their operating whatever room because they had one for them to come in and out for employees. And she takes him back there. So we're sitting down. I go sit with my mom, and my mom's like, well, what are you going to do? I said, I don't know. I said, my husband's at work. Luke's at work. I don't know. He knows we were coming here. She's like, well, what kind of say did he say you could do? I told her, I said, depending on what the results were, I said, if there was no hope, no nothing, and I've never had to make that decision in my life, and it still makes me to think any moment I could have to make that decision. That I wouldn't be leaving with him. I mean, yeah, I've had animals die when I was younger. I mean, but I wasn't there taking him to the vet to go, bye, this is it. So we sat there, and they finally got us in a room. The doctor came in. She said, what you suspected was right. He had seizures. You said he had 3. I said, yeah. Here's what we're going to do. He's stable now. He's in recovery right now. Not recovery, emergency, vet, whatever. Why? Just after his seizure, he was recovering from it. So that's why he was out of it and not all there and confused and just gone. She said that's what happens with seizures. Even for a human, it takes a while, but since he had 3, and especially the last 2 were back to back, not even a break, just a breathing, and then went right into the 3rd one, that he didn't have enough time to recover like he did from the other, because the first one he was up and playing the couple months previous. Even this one, he was up and playing, and then he went down again. He started doing some weird jaw, like his jaw was almost locked, and he had been messing around with some stuff behind the couch. Wasn't poisonous, nothing. He had gotten one of his toys back there, so I thought he just got himself or, cut, because it was, I think it was like a plastic toy. I can't remember what toy he was playing with, so I thought he just maybe nicked himself a little bit in his gum. So I thought, because we have that bitter apple spray too for, chewing and all that, so that kind of looked like the kind of face that he makes with that. So I'm like, oh, did you just get yourself on your gum? I mean, God, that's gotta hurt. And then he just fell to the ground. And that's all I knew at that moment in time. And she's like, we have him stable, but we want to keep him overnight if you want, because I did put him on the do not resuscitate. You can hate me, you can whatever. I treat my dogs like family, but it's expensive to resuscitate an animal, a human. You can hate me all you want, but I couldn't do that because I don't want to spend a couple $100,000, and I know that's a big number to be randomly throwing out there, if he dies, to resuscitate him, for him to possibly go into a seizure while he's here at the vet to where he dies again. It only said to resuscitate one. I mean, how many times would they try to resuscitate him? Did he dies, resuscitate, dies, resuscitate? At that point, it's his time. I can't prolong that one. And that would just be cruel to die, resuscitate, for my own personal. That's not right. They said they want to keep him overnight for observation. They were going to start him on some medication. They were going to give me medication, but he did need to be seen by his vet because the one medication he's on will eat him from the inside out. If he doesn't, cuts his life in half. He's young. I said, why now? Shouldn't he have had problems when he was, I mean, yeah, he's still a puppy, he's not 2, but I mean, shouldn't he have had issues? And she's like, not necessarily. About 1.5 to 2-ish, 2.5 years is when they would start showing, whether it's diabetes, anything. So he was in the time frame. I had texted the lady who has his mom and where I got him from and said, hey, taking him in, they said it's seizures. There's this blood test that can be done for about, it was like 80 something, but I'll just say $90. This test could be done. And can you let his other siblings know that they might need to get tested? $90 is $90 compared to what I just had to go through. And that night I ended up spending about, with the doctor's fees for just getting him in that minute just for his appointment, plus overnight and the medications they gave him, the medication I went home with him, was about $1,000. And I at least got some of the money back because he didn't stay a full 24 hours. And that's what I had paid for, was for him to stay 24 hours. They were going to call me in the morning, let me know how he did, because obviously he didn't eat that night. Yeah. So I got the call. I didn't go to work the next day. I stayed home. By that time, I think I did have my, oh no, I think I took my husband's vehicle with me because he's got his car and his truck. So I think I took his truck in to go get him. And I think I did. I can't remember. But I went back to get him. And they called me. And I said, can I come get him? And they're like, yeah, you can come get him today. The emergency vet that we have is so amazing. They gave me updates through the night. They had the one doctor that I had talked to tell me that they were going to be running labs on him again at like 9, 10 o'clock at night. Going to keep me updated throughout the night, whether he passed, didn't pass, what. They kept me updated. They would, they said, can we call you? Can we text you? What can we? I said, you can do both. I said, if it's 10:30 at night and if I'm not answering, because I need to get some sleep too, so I can be prepared for what tomorrow's going to bring with him, so I can make a clear decision for him. And thank God I was still up when they called at 10. And she said the labs are good. We're having the next doctor's coming on to look on him. He's doing a lot better. He's still kind of out of it. He's fine right now. I said, okay, thanks. And she's like, we'll keep you updated. I said, thank you so much. The one scary thing I had is she said that the other doctor coming on, or vet, was going to let me know. I didn't get any notification. But in the morning, I got a text message from the emergency vet. And it was a picture of Brady. He still had his little IV in, but it was not like hooked in. They just had to pull it out, I think, kind of deal, is all they had left to do. Same with the human, just pull it out with the tube is still there. And that he was eating his breakfast, that he had a full, good morning, mommy, that Brady is eating, that he is eating normally, he's finished his breakfast. And with a picture of him with that. And I still have that on my phone. And that was very nice to see at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. So, yeah. Did that, picked him up. Oh my God. He is known at this emergency because, like I said, he went for his hot spot. He's a big lover, big cuddler. He will bark in your face for attention. Especially if you've been like petting him and you don't realize you've been petting him, and then you're like, oh, my hand kind of hurts and stop. He will let you know you're not done. So I get there, they're like, yeah, you can pick him up. I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever, I'll pick him up. And then they're like, oh, this is how much is left on your thing. We'll put it back on your card. I said, okay, put it back on my card. Thanks. Um, Sat there in their examining room without him, and they're going over that he's gonna need this medication. They gave, I can't remember if they had him on 2 at first or 1, but I know 1 for sure. And it was 2 pills a day every 12 hours. They already gave him his morning. He needs his night dose. Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, okay. As we're talking, I'm just hearing this because he will bark like that through the night every time. Basically, my husband, thank God he works nights because I want to sleep on a Saturday night, especially at 3 in the morning. Not appreciated, Brady. Go to bed. Go to bed. Go to bed. So he has came down. He is my savior. He has come down. Let him out of his kennel. Well, let him out of his kennel. Let him outside. Then comes in, and my husband will either watch something on TV or play NFL or Madden on his PS4 and sit there down there with him while he just walks around the house or he just falls asleep on my side of the love seat. And I have Harley over at the door growling now because I kicked both of them out because they weren't behaving. Her growls are so cute. So just this god awful barking. And as she's talking to me, I'm just sitting there going, you crackhead. You crackhead. Can't you shut up? I know you don't want to be here, but just shut up. Shut up. And she's sitting there talking to me. She's like, you okay? I'm like, how long has he been doing that? She's like, what do you mean? She's like, I said, I know that's my dog. She's like, how do you know? I'm like, oh, he does this at home. And I know that bark by now. And she's talking to me, and he's still barking away like he is being beaten and abused back there. Like, and I'm going, God, yeah, you're fine. Yeah, you're fine. I spent $1,000 on you. You're fine. Like, oh my God, just shut up. Shut up. You're fine. You're fine. Just spent $1,000 on you. I can tell you live. And so we're sitting here trying to talk about his bed, and I had to stop her at one point. I'm like, I feel so bad for the staff because I'm like, they have put up with this for God knows how long today. And I think it was like noon or 1 I went to go pick him up is when they said I could pick him up and he was clear to go home for sure at that time. Not any sooner in case he had another one, but they at least pumped him full of drugs. So I stopped her. I said, hey, can you just go get him? Just so he shuts up. I feel very bad right now. Go get him. Go get him so he can shut up. She's like, oh, yeah, I can do that. Not a problem. I said, I just feel so bad. Just go get him and just bring him here so he can just shut up. So, yeah, no, and they're like, oh, yeah, he likes treats a lot, by the way, too. That's how we've been getting him to do stuff. And I'm like, great. I ain't broke him on that. The only time he gets a treat is when he goes to bed. Because we shake hands. It has to be shake hand with this paw. Shake hand with this paw. High five with that paw. Good job. High five with that one. Lay down. Go in circles. 2 circles. 2 circles. Here's a treat. Now go night-night. And then walks in his kennel and he gets another one. That way he knows when I say kennel, like I have other times without a treat, it's you go now. Not later. Now. So he knows what he needs to do before bed. And it throws my husband off because he just throws him in there. He's like, he's barking like he has a routine. Do his routine. Now. Well, that's stupid. Are you home most of the time? Well, no. Do it. So you're going to trip him up when you're gone. So she brings him in. And they're like sitting there with this whole bag of treats. And she's like, come on, little buddy. And I can just kind of like hear the resilience of just like screeching nails on there. I'm like, you're going to fight this, aren't you? You don't know I'm here. You think something's going down. I like this fear, buddy. And she's like, come on, Brady, let's go. Come on, your mommy is waiting. And he still can't. He's like, no, I don't know you, lady. I'm not going with you. Screw you. So I have enough. And this lady's like looking at me like, I don't know what to do. I have treats. He won't come. And I'm sitting there. So I have enough of this. And I'm like, Brady, get over here. And he like sticks, and he like hears my voice and was like, hey. So then I see him stick his little head out the door, and all you see is, here's the door. Oh, hey, I know you. And then he just walks in like, hey, Mom. So I get tackled in the chair, almost falling back. So it turned into, screw you, lady, to go, oh, hey, Mom, what's up? I know you. I'll come here. So yeah, they went over it. We went home. He was ecstatic to go home. I hadn't eaten since I think the lunch the day before, because I didn't eat dinner because obviously I was doing this. So didn't eat lunch because I went, I think, to go get my car. So I don't know. I can't remember fully, but did that. Went back to go get his dumb butt. She's crying. And got his dumb butt. And yeah. And then a couple weeks, went to the vet. They got the prescription exchange, got more. Couple weeks ago, he had another one. So now he's on 2 medication. One is still the one every 12 hours. He gets that at 8 in the morning, 8 at night. And then he also has another one that he has to take once a day. We usually do that one at night. Because he did, I think he had another seizure again before I went to go get him that morning out of his kennel. Because he tried to attack me. It's never once happened. That's why I say I think he loses a bit of memory or something, because when we have a blanket over his kennel to keep him warm and everything, even during the summer, and just to stimulate, go to bed. This means go to bed. Go to bed. And I had lifted the kennel blanket up. And it's just a normal blanket, nothing, I think it was just like a blanket we had laying around the house. Lift that up, and he's like, I don't know you, and goes to the back of his kennel. His kennel's pretty big. I can fit him and the short one in there, no problem, and he can sit there and not have to do this with his head. He can physically just sit there and go and stare you down. That's how big his kennel is. And I unlock it, and I'm like, come on, Bubba. Let's go. Let's go outside, go potty for the morning. Let's go. We gotta go. You gotta get your pill. Let's go. Because what I would do in the summertime, and it's too cold to do it now, is I let him outside, go back upstairs, get dressed, because I'm in pajamas and robe or whatever, come back down dressed, give him his pill, have him run around the house, go upstairs, get ready for the day, like brush hair, do my contacts, makeup, blah, blah, blah. And then before I leave, treat in hand, kennel, good night, goodbye, I'll see you later, bye. And he went to the back of his kennel and he started growling at me. He looked, those animals you see in the commercials of the, in the arms of the angel, fly away. Yeah, he looked like one of those. And I'm going, what is wrong with you? I'm like, come on, Bubba, so I'm slowly putting my hand in the kennel. I'm like, come on, baby, let's go. Let's go outside. And he started growling at me from his kennel. And I'm going, whoa, hey. And that was the one time my husband got to see him have a seizure, and thank God he was home and at least up. Because I don't know how that would have went any other way if my husband wasn't up. And with our bedroom, and we have a fan going, 1, because it gets hot in our bedroom, and 2, we like the noise, the white noise of the fan. And yeah, I was yelling for him, because next thing I know, he was growling, and then it was the mouth of, and then he went down in the middle of his kennel. And I'm going, oh, shoot, no. So I'm yelling for him because I'm like, 1, you can touch an animal when it's having a seizure. Don't put your hands near the mouth, because if they accidentally, don't get mad at them, that they could accidentally, while they're doing that, they could basically get your hand in their mouth and their jaw will lock up. And how much damage would be done to you, I don't know, and I don't want to find out. But you can like pet his back and try to, tell him it's okay, and just, it's okay, buddy. I have never once touched him when he's had a seizure. When he's done, it's fair game. I'll touch him. I'll get the fan on him. I'll sit there and try to pet him and calm him down. Like, it's okay, buddy. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. But I mean, I'm like, if he gets stuck in that kennel, I'm screwed. I'm calling for my husband so that way, in case if my husband is around and I'm not around, he knows what the seizures look like. Called the vet right that morning. I didn't go to work, or I don't know if I didn't go in or if I was going to be late, and I just constantly came back and checked on him. Called the vet. The medication had to come up from Arizona that they put him on, because the other one I can get at any pharmacy. It's basically a human equivalent to me or you taking seizure medication. So they didn't want to adjust that. They wanted to keep it where it's at, but they wanted to add another one. Since that incident, he hasn't had one, knock on wood. But we have decided that we're able to do coupons with the one prescription, the other one we can't, but that's like a 3-4 month supply they gave us, because after 3 months we should know if that one's working or not for him with level wise. But we have made the decision, if he has any more seizures, that, again, hate me all you want, we are going to put him down. Because what I'm scared of, my husband has a son. I have a younger brother who are the same age. They're 7. My husband has a nephew. His brother has a son. He just turned 5. We're not trying for a baby right now. But in the future, I would feel terrible if he had a seizure like that morning before anybody woke up, and if his son or my brother or any of younger kids, even our baby, whatever, or if I'm home alone, were to go down and let him out, and him not know who you are. And everybody who's around now has been in his life since we brought him here, brought him into our house when he was a month old. To not know that he doesn't know who you are and that you could be attacked, we don't want to put anybody at risk for that. Like I said, if my husband wasn't up, I didn't know how it was going to go between me and a 90-pound dog, who obviously has more muscle and will do anything to protect itself, even if he's here to protect me. And I can't protect myself from him, and I don't want to hurt him in the process. Even though it's me and him, it's between me or him at that point. I still don't want to hurt him if he is attacking me. And that sounds dumb, whatever. I would feel super bad. I mean, because I could injure him the same amount he could injure me. And I would feel really bad if I accidentally broke a rib or something during our tussle, fight, whatever you want to call it, of me trying to get him off. I would feel horrible. And I think once he finally would snap out of it because of the seizure, I think that would ruin what we have. I know dogs are forgiving, loyal, they'll look past you, yelling at them if you're having a bad day, whatever. But I don't think that's something he could get over. I've never once been attacked by a dog. Never come close, never nothing. But I don't think I could look at him the same way either, if he did that to me. At that point, he would be gone. But because of the medication and his seizures, the medication will kill him eventually. He should have a good how many years of his life if he didn't have this seizure problem. He maybe not even has half of that right now. And the pain he's having with these seizures, of just his head and just being out of it, and I don't want to see him like that. I mean, yeah, we just don't go kill humans because they have seizures. I get that. But I don't think I could live through that. and either see him have them, knock on wood, every day, once a week, once a month, whatever. Or to be attacked because he just had a seizure. He's confused. He doesn't know me. I don't know what I would do. But that's the decision we have made. Not because if the medication gets too expensive, no, we would do any of that. But we just don't want to put anybody else's life at risk. Me, it's different compared to a 7-year-old or 5-year-old or an infant or a toddler. That's different compared to my life or my husband's. That's somebody who fully can't defend themselves. That will scar them for life to never want to be around a dog, never want to be around another animal, period. And I don't want to do that to somebody. But I've ranted and raved. I've spoke my piece about that. So until next time, I promise my next video won't be so depressing at all. I promise. But yeah, that's everything that has gone on that has been so crazy lately in my life. And it feels good just to kind of vent a little bit about it. And I don't know who put in the comments, send me a message, but I mean, no hate, no nothing. I mean, I just don't know what more I can do for him. And I don't want him to suffer. So, but if you have any advice, I mean, for seizures, I mean, do you know somebody or a family member? I mean, because nobody I knew has had an animal that had a seizure. So, I mean, is there something more I could be doing for him when he's having these or different medication alternate, what did you guys kind of do? So if you want to put that in the comments below, that'd be great. And hopefully my next video won't be so depressing. Thank you. Till next time. Bye.